Guys, tell me, you are able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's audible. Sorry, it's really good.
Yeah. So, we'll discuss why SQL Server is great. What are the beautiful things? What are the great things are available in SQL Server and which are not available in the other SQL Server, other RDBMS software. Okay, other RDBMS software. The very first thing is seamless integration with the Microsoft ecosystem. See, Microsoft is a company and which is delivering a lot of products. Which is delivering a lot of products. The advantage of the SQL Server is you can able to use the plugins with the Microsoft Server and Microsoft products, and you can able to incorporate or integrate all those products with the your SQL Server. Suppose example, you want to connect the Microsoft SQL Server with the Power BI. Power BI is also one of the products of the Microsoft.
Intelligent
Hello,
Microsoft product intelligence tool.
yeah, and also uh, if you want to integrate this SQL Server with the Azure components, Azure Synopsys, Azure Data Factory, and then Azure Blob, and all those things. And if you want to connect with the Active Directory, if you want to connect with the and Microsoft Business Intelligence tools, all these things are products from the same Microsoft company, and SQL Server is also a from the Microsoft company. So that without any hurdles, without any third party tool helps, without any third party tool plugins, easily you can able to integrate and then incorporate all those tools with the SQL Server. This is the one great option, and then future is available with the SQL Server. In case of in case of Sun Microsystems, MySQL, in case of PostgreSQL, in case of Oracle, we don't have those features and those many options with the other RDBMS. It is only with the SQL Server. That's why SQL Server is one of the famous product in the market. Next, high availability concept. Always on high availability. What is the meaning of this high availability? SQL servers always on availability group provide the robust high availability and then disaster recovery capabilities. See, this SQL server is having such a great future, that is high availability and then disaster recovery. What is the meaning? What is the meaning? This SQL server is going to provide the such a great feature that if you have a SQL server production database, and easily you can able to replicate that production database with the different high availability and then disaster recovery concepts like replication, mirroring, snapshot, and then clustering. That is the meaning is if something happens to your production database, if production database is crashed or production database is not in a responding mode or production database is went to the single user mode, then easily by using your high availability and then disaster recovery concepts, easily you can able to switch from one primary server into another secondary server, because you are going to by using these concepts you are going to synchronize the data between one server to another server. So whatever the transaction is going to insert into the one server, on the fly the transaction is going to load into the server 2. Whatever the modifications are happening into the other transactions, the same live updates are going to update to live updates are going into the server 2. This option is very much comfortable and then very much easy to implement with the SQL Server. Comparing to the other DBMS like MySQL Server, PostgreSQL, and then Oracle, there we have this concept, but we require a lot of efforts, and then other tools helps also. But this is not a straightforward in the other DBMS. So that is the one of the major advantage with the SQL server. One of the major advantage with the SQL server. Coming to the, so like that, see, like that we have a automated query optimization. Automated query optimization. Here also they have provided. They have provided internally we have a lot of options. Explicitly, you no need to apply a performance optimization techniques. We have a automated performance optimization techniques. By using that, your complex SQL queries or your stored processes are going to execute on time, and then you can able to see the results in a on time. You don't have you will not be seeing any performance issues with the your SQL code until Deepak, you sent in a message. Do you have any question?
No, not now, sir. Not now. It was a old message.
Yeah, we will discuss later. Yeah, so that's why we
Yes.
have this automated query optimization. That is one of the feature. Encrypted option. See, we have seen here, whenever you are loading a data, or whenever you're processing a transaction from the front end application to your database, automatically you have an option to encrypt your data and then to store the data into your database. In between, no one can't able to see your business data. In between, how many number of users are connecting, how many number of users are working in between the application and the database, no one can able to see your transactions, because the SQL server is having such a great encryption option. Whenever you are processing a transaction from the front end application to the database, automatically you have a auto encryption. The data will be encrypted, and then that encrypted transaction will be submitted into the database. So that is the encryption option here. In memory OLTP optimized performance. This is the new feature in the SQL server, guys. What will happen here? Instead of while retrieving a data from the database, it will bring the data into the memory and then keep the data into the memory and then process the data from the memory and then send it to the end user according to the IO request. Suppose as a end user, you have submitted a IO request to the database. Instead of directly going into the database disk, if it will check in the memory. If already the data is available in the in memory, and then it is going to scan, it is going to search from the memory, and then it is going to deliver the result to the end user. So that by doing this, you can able to see the robust performance improvement. See, there is always differences between the bringing the data from the disk and then bringing the data from the memory. As we have a new feature in the SQL server, that is in memory OLTP optimized performance. So the data is going to process from the memory and returning into the end user. If the end user is submitted the IO operation, input and output operation, instead of directly going and then dig into the hard disks or from the databases which are available in the SQL server, it is going to first check from the memory and then bring the data. That is a great feature is available in the SQL server. And comprehensive B8 stack. So this is a beautiful feature, guys. If you buy a SQL server software, automatically you will get this SSRS, SSIS, SSRS, and then SSS. These are the business intelligence tools. SSIS, what is the meaning of SQL Server Integration Service, which is an ETL tool. SSRS, SQL Server Reporting Service, this is a reporting tool. SSAS, SQL Server Analysis Service, this is a data warehousing concept. If you buy a SQL Server, you have options to get these through BI tools automatically. You don't need to spend extra money to buy all these business intelligence tools. In case of other, suppose if you consider Oracle, if you consider DB2, if you want to work with the BI tools, again you want to go with the third-party BI tools. There are no products from the same company like Microsoft. So in the SQL Server, they have provided a great feature. They have provided the great feature along with your database engine, SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. You have a chance to get these three business intelligence studio. So this is the one of the great features. Feature is available with the SQL Server. Next is flexible licensing options. See, in this SQL Server actually, based on the your business requirement, based on your business requirement, based on your business requirement, you can buy a software with the different editions. We have a different editions. If you want to, if you have a very huge database, then you can go with the enterprise edition. Or if you have a medium range of business, then you can go with the standard edition. Like that, they are providing you for the customers, they are providing a different editions according to the your requirement, according to the your budget, according to the your uses, according to the your business requirement. You can do the analysis and then you can purchase the software from the Microsoft company, which is completely they are going to provide you a comfortable to buy a SQL Server software based on completely on your business requirement. There is no fixed price. Yes, this is the price. Then you need to buy this one only. No, according to the your business requirement, you need to buy a SQL Server software with the different editions. So that is a great one of the option is available in the SQL Server. So these are the highlighted features and then advantage with the SQL. So that's why next common point is SQL Server is very much comfortable and then very much graphical user interface, which is comparing to all other databases. This SQL Server is user friendly. You can use and then you can enjoy while working with the SQL Server because that SQL Server Management Studio is that much of user friendly and then graphical user interface comparing to the Oracle, comparing to the DB2, comparing to the Teradata, SQL Server is very user friendly. You will always enjoy while working with the SQL Server. Why? Working with the SQL Server. So this is about why SQL Server is great. Why SQL Server is great. Any doubts, guys, here? If no one is having any doubts, I don't hear any sound, then I will go with the further slide. Okay?
No, not now, sir, not now.
Okay, then chalo. So this is our course content. Once again, as I mentioned, this is our in detailed course content, guys. In detailed course content. What are the topics I am going to cover as part of this SQL Server development topics? So topics, highlighted topics. These are the highlighted topics, and then in details topics. See, T-SQL querying and then programming, SQL Server instance, database, everything, and then single table queries. So we are going to initially work with the select statement, full select statements, and what are the logical order of the select statement, everything we are going to see, and then data types, correlation, etc. And then user defined functions, joins, what are the different joins we have, and then subqueries, what are the different subqueries we have, table expressions, derivative table, common table, and then views. So these are not like a basic things, guys. When we go into the SQL topics, you will come to know how we are differ from the other sessions. I am going to all these things. I am going to provide the real-time oriented examples also, not like create an employee table, not like department table. No, I am going to take almost all real-time scenarios and then explain with you. And then set operators. These are the set operators. And then beyond the fundamentals, Windows functions, ranking functions, pivoting and then unpivoting the data modifications, insert statement, how many types of insert statements we have, insert into values, insert into select, insert into exec. This is to load the to load the result from the stored procedure into the one table. Then you are going to use the insert into exec. Select into bulk insert. You have a data in your CSV file. Using a SQL command, you want to load the data into the table. Using a bulk insert, you can able to do identity properties. If you want to generate the sequential column, then using an identity property, you are going to deleting the data, updating the data, merging the data. In merging also, you have a different options. Output class. This new feature is introduced in the SQL Server. So this is the this option is replacement for the triggers. Okay, and then transactions, locks and then blocking, isolation levels, programmable objects, variables, and then batches, and then if, while, temporary tables, local, global temporary tables, table variables, dynamic SQL, routines, user defined functions, stored process triggers, error handling, and then performance optimization, profiler, DTA, execution plans, index maintenance, and then DMEs. And also, I am going to explain the backup and then restore strategies. So this is my course content, guys. This is my course content, in detail course content. If you practice very well, if you align with me, then easily you can survive as a database developer. And then course duration is 30 to 40 sessions. Daily we will be having a 1 hour session, which is from 9 p.m. to 9 to 10 p.m. IST. The course fees is 5,000. Okay, this is about my course and course content. So who are the target audience? Who is going to learn? Who is going to learn this course and then technology? See, initially students. See who is going to complete. Who's in some cases in academic courses, we will be having a DBMS and then RDBMS concepts. Like as part of their semester syllabus, they can also learn the SQL Server. Like technical graduates, diploma graduates, BCA, BSc, and then BTech, BE, and then beginners. Suppose you have completed your BTech, you want to switch into your career into the database world, then you can also learn. Who are from the just technical background, uh, like BSc, BCA, diploma, BTech, BE, like that. So beginners, recently, if you have completed your course, you want to switch into your career into the data world or data analyst, data science, then you can also focus. You can also focus into SQL Server. Developer, suppose let's consider I am a application engineer. One of other developer is also a .NET developer. I am a Java developer. I am a very good in front-end application development, but I am lacking in database concepts. So I want to learn the SQL Server. I want to learn the database concepts. They can also learn the SQL Server concepts. Database administrators. Yes, database administrators always they will be in a database administration tasks, but they don't have the good knowledge on the developing the SQL Server code. If they want to improve their skills to implement a SQL code, they can also learn the database development course. And data analyst and then IT professionals, all these audience, they can learn the SQL Server. Guys, if you know the SQL, if you don't know the SQL, if you just passed out from your course, or else you have a gaps in your career, if you don't know any SQL, you just no need to worry. I am here to help you everything from the scratch, end to end. I am going to teach you from the basics to advanced level. You just need to spend the time and then do the hard work so that it will become a very easy. You no need to worry if you have a gaps. You are from a something some other technology and you are from a non-IT background. You remove everything and then come up with a fresh mind, and then I am going to start the concepts with the very basics to advanced level. Once the session is going to once our course is completed, easily you can able to mention the resume 3 to 4 years. That we will discuss next slides. So what are the highlights of our program? What are the highlights of our course? One by one. See, actually, I am the trainer for this program, and I have a robust experience in same relevant technologies. And while explaining a daily sessions, I am going to take the project and then real time scenarios only. I am not going to take a sample code and then sample examples. No, completely which are useful and then fruitful, and how you need to survive in the project and how you are going to work in the project. Same I am going to take the examples and then explain. That is what I explain on the project scenarios. Provide one project to mention in resume. I will give the one sample project. I will give the sample project from the logistics industry or health insurance industry, and then I will explain before mentioning into the resume. I will explain the project, and then I will explain how the requirement works and how you need to work over there, and how you need to explain everything. I am going to explain once all the sessions are completed. Helping on the interview preparation. That's what. See, based on my experience, I am into a different interview panels on the SQL Server database development. How the questions will be getting on database developer, and I am going to provide all the interview questions based on the topic by topics. You focus on those things, then easily you can able to crack the interview. The thing is, Yes, again I'm repeating. Once you complete the session with me, easily you can mention the minimum 3 to 4 years of experience, and easily you can able to crack the interview yourself. But you need to do the hard work and you need to align with me. Then only it will be useful. I will do from my end 1000% effort, but I need an I needed 100% effort from you guys. Then only we will see the good result. If I am doing a effort and you are not putting the effort, then we don't see the good results. Next, helping to the prepare the resume. Yes, I am going to provide the sample resume and then I will help you to prepare the resume also. How you need to mention the database developer resume, then I am going to help you. Once all these sessions are completed, I have my lot of friends in the industry who is working on the database developers, who is working in a database, who is working as a database developers. I am going to introduce them. They are going to share their experience, how the SQL Server database training is going to help you, and whatever you have a questions, whatever you have a queries in your mind, you can ask them so that you will realize and then you will come to know how this course is useful. And then mock interview. I am going to conduct the mock interview with one to one. If really you put the hard work and if I see the very good sound knowledge from you, then I am going to forward your profile into the different requirements. I have a collaboration with the multiple companies and the multiple consultancies. Based on the mock interview, based on the result, I am going to shortlist your profile and then forward. I am going to shortlist your profile and forward your profile to the different requirements. But the thing is, for these placements, I need to see the very good result from you guys. Suppose if I forward the one profile to my references, they will feel wow. They should feel wow. There is no shortcut. There is no backdoor. No, I don't entertain all those things. I am going to give the 1000% quality of the training. Along with me, you need to put a lot of hard work to gain the knowledge on the SQL server. If we both are working together, then if I see the good result from you, for sure I am going to refer your profile to the different requirements where I have a collaboration with the different companies. So this is about the highlight of the program. Then see, we are working on the database topics, and then we are doing lot many things under. That's fine. But once you get a job, you need to survey in the project. You need to survey in the project. There, as part of the project requirements, we have a lot of tools. You need to be aware. See, if you mention the 3 to 4 years of experience, you need to aware the what are the tools are going to use and why those tools are going to use. I am going to explain all those things. Jira board. Jira board is going to use next session one by one. I'll tell you. See, Jira board. This Jira board is going to use your team lead or your scrum master is going to assign a task to daily. They are going to assign the task to you, and you need to pick the task. These are the stories are tasks you need to pick, and then you need to assign your name and start to do. So these are the new tickets in progress. If you pick the ticket, work. So ticket means what? Work. You need to create a table, you need to write a query, you need to write a stored procedure, you need to drop the table, you need to create the indexes, you need to work on the execution plan, you need to work on the performance tuning. Like that, they are going to divide the task into multiple tasks and assign those tasks to the individual developers. Whenever they are going to list out the task, all those tasks will be available in the to do, and your scrum master or your lead is going to assign the task to you, and then they are going to come into the progress. Once the task is completed, then you are going to move those tickets into the done status. So how this Jira board is going to work and all, I am going to explain. Next, service no ticket. Suppose you want to raise a ticket to get the access on the database, or you want to get the access on the development environment. So this are you want to execute your SQL script into the production environment. You want to raise a ticket to the DBA team. In that scenario, you are going to use a ServiceNow ticketing tool. How it looks like, then I am going to explain. And then Git repository. Once you have developed your SQL code, you can't maintain all your SQL code into your local machine or local folders. There will be a one central repository place where you need to move your SQL code, and everyone will be having access to that repository, and then they can able to access that code from their end also. Once you place that your SQL code into central repository place, From there, everyone can able to access the script, and then everyone can able to, suppose you have developed the script and then you moved into the different project. Again, another developer will come into the project. He need to work on that project. So he will go into the repository and then open that script, and then he will work, and then he will commit that script. Like that, you are going to move your SQL script into Git repository. So we are going to discuss about these tools also. And then whoever is don't have the experience, what is the meaning of Teams communicator? How you are going to communicate in the project? How you are going to communicate in the your team members, your manager, your groups? So and all, commonly we are using a Teams communicator, Microsoft Teams communicator, to communicate with the your internal project team members or your leads, your managers, XYZ. So we are not going to communicate in the WhatsApp. We are not going to communicate in the your personal emails. No, officially we have a official communicator that is called Teams. How it is going to work, how it is going to look, then we are going to discuss. Outlook also. This is the email tool. How you are going to send an email to the different. Suppose you have created a ticket and then you want to communicate to the DBA team. How you are going to compose the email, how you are going to use this Outlook. All those things as part of our sessions, I am going to cover. And how is the career opportunities? What are the career opportunities we have in the SQL Server, guys? Once you learn the SQL Server database development course, you have a lot many options. You have a SQL Server developer, you have a database developer, you have a data analyst, you can get the senior SQL developer option also. Suppose if you want to check, just now I have checked in the web portal, in the Monster, in the Naukri. If you see, you have a lot of jobs on the SQL Server database developer. See here, MS SQL developer, MS SQL developer, 3 to 4 years, developer, 3 to 6 years, MS SQL developer, 3 to 5 years, backend developer, 3 to 7 years, Microsoft SQL Server 1 to 4 years, MS SQL developer 3 to 5 years, MS SQL junior developer you have 2 to 6 years. Like that, you have a lot many opportunities in the market, guys. Once you complete course with us, easily you can mention the 3 years and then start giving a try. Like that, you have a job. Again, it is going to complete in the 10 minutes. We will resign, guys. Okay. And then in LinkedIn also, we have a lot of jobs. Chalo guys, for now I am going to stop today's session, and remaining until we will continue tomorrow. Just I am open for the everyone. I am opening now. If you have any questions, you can unmute and then you can ask the questions, guys. And from the next slide, we will continue the tomorrow session. You can unmute and then you can ask the questions if you have any questions.
Okay, can I ask? Am I audible?
Sure. You can start one by one.
Okay, first of all, if 3 to 4 years of experience with
One
these
second,
topics
one second,
covered,
guys. 1 second. After 10 minutes, if automatically the link is going to close, you can use that same link and then resign. I will also resign. Okay.
if companies asked about 3 to 4 years of experience and which company backing you are working, so if the companies ask your previous company and details and all, so and besides of that, if someone is from non-IT and current, as I am from non-IT, currently doing MCA, so is that worthy? As I don't have the bachelor's in IT or BTech or any B degree, but currently in MCA. So I don't know how my scope about the job placement regarding this.
No. I am not clear about question. I am not clear your question. You are doing an MCA currently, right?
But I don't have the BCA degree, na. I have in BSc in biology from non-IT, na. Currently
That
I
is
am
fine.
doing
That is see.
MCA.
That is fine. That is fine. See, you have a BSc. Okay, that is fine. You have a BSc in the biology, and then you can mention that if you want to mention the experience. Yes, usually you can mention the experience and tell them that initially I have learned the SQL Server with your interest, and I entered into the industry. Okay, I entered into the industry, and I got 3 to 4 years of experience in the previous company. So this is my experience. Like that you can.
So if they asked about tell your previous company name.
For that, usually, I am going to stop the recording this one. Okay.